Stephanie Terry, and I'm in the LPN class of 2018 at BTC. If I could travel back in time before I started the program, I would probably tell myself to calm down. Things are very hectic, and I think that it was more important for me to take a breath and calm myself and be more focused than to be frantic all the time like I was. The three words that I would use to describe the 2018 LPN grads would be sneaky, funny, and family. We were always doing stuff, pulling pranks on instructors and students. We were kyping cell phones and doing selfies, and so you know we were always sneaking around and doing funny stuff, and family, because you know over the course of the last 12 months, I mean, I don't know what I would do without having those girls. So we've definitely become a very close-knit family. Oh my goodness, my favorite story that made me laugh hysterically was when Kelsey hid under the desk and scared Mrs. Calm. That, I don't think we could have even pegged what reaction she was gonna have, but it was the best. I think I felt most inspired during the program working so closely with some of our instructors at clinicals. Mrs. Kreitz, for example, she definitely inspired me to want to pursue pediatrics just because of being able to watch her interact with the kids and the parents. It was definitely something that I took away with. Oh my goodness, my favorite clinical rotation was probably peds. You stop and you look at what these little kids go through. Some of them, you know, aren't just necessarily sick, but they've had some really, really terrible things happen to them, and being able to take care of them and nurture them, and especially on the unit at the hospital, was definitely probably something that I enjoyed the most about clinicals. An exciting time during my peds rotation was when we were just able to sit with those kids. I mean, we're so task-oriented when we go to clinicals that we don't really have a lot of time, especially on the med-surg unit, to get to know the patient. But on the peds floor, we actually were able to take that time and to be there and to sit with them. There was one little boy in particular who didn't have anybody with him at that time that we were there. And we were able to go in and sit with him and play with him and love on him. And I think that was probably one of the most exciting times, was just being able to be there for those kids. What excites me most about being a nurse? Helping people. I mean, I would really like to pursue pediatrics, and just the education of, you know, teaching not only the kids, but the parents, and educating them on their vaccines, or, you know, their growing, or, you know, any of that sort of thing. I think that excites me the most, is being able to help them and being able to see them grow and exceed in, you know, whatever they want to do. I think it's important to do something meaningful with your life. And I mean, sure, I could have picked up any job anywhere, but what meaning would that actually have? You know, if I worked at a bank my whole life, or, you know, just in customer service, at least being a nurse, I know that I'm doing something meaningful. I'm helping someone through what may be one of the toughest times of their lives, and being able to be that support that they need, or be that person that they may not have had prior to coming in and seeing me. I think that that's very, very important, because it was close to home. I didn't want to drive over an hour to go somewhere else. And I had heard lots of other people talk about how great it was, and how, you know, awesome the instructors were. And I mean, I don't think that I would have wanted to have chosen anywhere else. I couldn't imagine going anywhere else. Advice that I would give to a new nursing student, oh my goodness. Don't take things too seriously. I mean, even though I'm super anxious, and even though I, you know, rode, you know, mostly by my skirt tails, I think that you have to be able to, in the midst of all of the studying and all of the class time, you have to be able to have fun. You can't be worried constantly about studying. So I think that, don't take it too seriously. I don't think that there was a time that I didn't feel supported by a student or an instructor here at BTC. I am a hot mess express. So I get really, really anxious, especially in pharmacology. That was my worst class. And I mean, I had Ashley and I had Mrs. Mock and I had Mrs. Jones. I don't think there was ever a time that I didn't feel like I was supported, knowing that I could go to Mrs. Mock or Mrs. Jones and have them re-explain things to me. Even though Mrs. Jones wasn't a part of our pharmacology class, she was always there for anything that we needed, and so was Mrs. Mock. But then outside of that, I always had Ashley to go to, so that was probably, the biggest help, was knowing that you have those people to go to. I'd like to just thank, my mom for being there and being the super awesome support that she was. The instructors for being amazing. I don't think that they get enough credit for what they do as an instructor. I don't think any teacher gets enough credit, but these instructors have put up with a lot, especially from this class. So they definitely deserve more credit than what they're getting. My kids, this has been really, really difficult. This has been a really trying time for all of us the last year. And I think that they've just been super awesome and such troopers through all of this.